And feeling the body, noticing the body. And as we develop our inner awareness, which by the way, in Tai Chi or Chinese is called Ting,
Okay.
Ting, Ting, Ting is a big aspect that we develop in Tai Chi. And that's basically our awareness, our ability to tune in and to notice and to feel and to listen to our body, listen to the inner sensations, and go deeper and deeper with our X-ray vision. And so we want to ting the body, so to speak. We want to develop the inner sensitivity and being able to scan the body, notice the body's tissues, the joints. And so the first thing is to hang out, relax, release the breath, settle the mind into the center, sink the mind into the body, sink the awareness into the tissues. And then we get better at releasing the body and letting go. And just centering our mind, our energies by focusing our awareness and breath just below the navel. Let the mind settle like a stone dropped in the water, slowly making its way to the bottom of the lake. Our mind settles in the bowl of the hips. And each out breath is a releasing breath. And then we can work our joints, open up our joints a little bit, rolling the shoulders as we continue to hang out from the strain. So that keeps our shoulders relaxed down and the lower back open and long. So even something as simple as this, if we're tight somewhere else, if we're tight back here, we can cause some pulling and straining. So we want the spine and the long muscles along the spine to release and open, not be contracted and tight. And other way. And then from here, we can also do hip circles, having an even bigger bend in the knees. Nice, good, generous bend in the knees for these hip circles. Starting small and gradually getting bigger. And let each circle be slightly bigger than the previous one. Consciously releasing the abdomen and breathing. And slowly coming back to center, sending the mind the other way, slow, small circles, gradually expanding. And if it's okay to let those circles get fairly big, you can really feel the articulation of the ball joints in the hips. And you might even feel a nice, gentle massage for those internal organs. And slowly back to stillness. You can do the same sort of action or movement for the knees. So we bend at the knees, hands lie down until they're over the knees. And again, very, very small knee rotations to start with. And they can gradually get bigger as it feels good. But being very mindful. And slowly to stillness, and we can start the other way. Good, and we can also roll our knees in converging circles. Again, just being very mindful, make sure we're being caring and nurturing for those knees, not pushing them past any limits. And we can circle the other way. Good. Now pressing the knees forward and the hips forward to roll the spine up. And we can do a few of those actually. We sit back and then bring the tailbone forward to roll the spine up. call those spinal waves. So sitting back, we send the hips back, tailbone back, and then the tailbone is pulled forward, rolling the spine up, right up to the very top of the head. So very, very good thing to do for the spine, especially in our modern lifestyles, especially in the current situation with perhaps a lot of sitting and a lot of screen time. Very, very healthful for the spine. Good. And we can flow the arms forward, elbows taking the arms down. Imagine just moving in water. It's nice to time this commencement move with your own breath. In breath is the rising movement, out breath is the sinking movement. So maybe a different timing than mine. You want to tune into your own soft, relaxed timing, letting the shoulder joints open. And then the palms will face each other, rolling up close to the body, forward and down. We call this circling the drum. Again, same movement with a slight rising and sinking. And nothing in the shoulders. And clearly sending the mind the other direction. The hands will want to follow that. Circling the drum the other direction. Less and less in the shoulders and arms. Releasing the abdomen. Nice deep breath in the abdomen. And letting the arms hang with gravity. Imagine the spine hanging long like a pearl necklace. Breath nestled in the bowl of the hips. And gently rocking up. Okay, so let's move right into Fair Lady Work Shuttles, or four corners. And right from the single whip that goes into the first corner. So we touched upon that last time. So let's start there. And let's just do the footwork. So this would be at the end position for single whip. But we'll just do the footwork from here into that first corner. So that's shifting back and turning as far as comfortable on the left heel. So 100% weight shift to the right, 100% weight shift to the left leg. We peel off the right foot, place it down on the heel, just a small step, about half a step. And we slowly shift the weight into the right leg as we slowly turn the right leg, right foot and right knee to the back corner. And we momentarily look towards that back corner. And so the left heel will peel off. And then we step with the left heel into the front corner. And we'll probably need to have that foot come over to the left a bit to avoid instepping. Shift the weight into the left leg, turning on the right heel until the right foot is straight to the side wall. So we have this forward stance, what we call a bow stance, forward stance into that front corner. And then we'll go over the arm position in just a moment. Let's do that one more time, the footwork. Okay, so at the end of single whip here, shifting back, turning, shifting back to stand into the left leg, peeling off the right foot, placing it down, half a step on the heel, slowly turn the point, the right knee and right foot to the back corner. Now probably peel your left heel off. When you're ready, step with the left heel into the corner and over, shift the weight, correcting on the right heel. So that's the footwork from single whip into the first corner. And that end position for the arms will be left arm high, because the left leg will be forward, and right hand through the middle. Block, strike. So let's get those arms involved. from single whip to that first corner. So end of single whip here, hang out and breathe. As we shift the weight back and turn on the left heel, that brings the left hand around. So kind of like the left foot and the left hand do something similar. They both come around. Make sure that right knee is bent as you shift the weight to it. So the left hand comes around until the left wrist touches the right wrist. It's like, almost like a button. And it opens that right hand. So both palms are towards you and the wrists are crossed and touching. I shift the weight back, touching down, half a step on the right heel, turn to face that back corner. And the arms are crossed in front of the chest that whole time. And now it becomes more clear why we wanted the left wrist on the outside, because we'll be stepping with the left foot in the corner. Left foot is forward, turning on the right heel to get our 45 degrees. And that's that end position there. Okay, so let's do that a couple times again. Single whip, shifting back, turning, brings the left hand around, left wrist touches right wrist, that opens the right hand, shift back to the left, small step with the right heel, turning momentarily to that back corner, only to step into the front corner with the left heel, shifting forward, turning on the right heel to get the right foot to the sidewall, left foot into the corner. Okay, and one more time. Okay, here we go. And correcting that right foot.
My left hand should be on the outside, correct?
Yeah, so left hand will come to the outside of the right wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, because ultimately we're going to be stepping with the left foot into the corner. Yeah. So I'll demonstrate moving from that first corner to the second corner. Again, we have something a little bit fancy with the footwork. So what we just did was kind of new footwork, how we stepped from onto the heel and we turned to face that corner and then we stepped in the other corner. Footwork is a little bit novel. And this next transition from first to second corner is also going to be different. It's going to be new. Well, not, and again, like most things, as I said before, are not totally new. It's based on something we've done before, for sure. In fact, what I'll say is it's based on, for example, when we're doing repulse monkeys and we know we do half a step and drop at 45 degrees, half a step. But after the 3 repulse monkeys, going into slanting flying starts like a repulse monkey, but it's a full step or a long step. So let's say not a half step, but a full step. Shifting back, coming here. So it's very much like that step, that long step. So it's not new, it's just coming from a slightly different place, different angle, coming from a different move. So you'll see that long step back with my right foot, just like at the end of repulse monkeys, that long step back, 45 degrees. It's virtually the same as that. So here I am into this corner, we just completed. So I'll do the whole move here, arms and legs, just to demonstrate it. And that's to that second corner. I'll demo that one more time and just kind of half of that move, just that step, that big long step. Right to there. So this is definitely a new shape, but that step, which seems like kind of it's a long step, but it's no different than that step after the repulse monkeys I mentioned. And we come into kind of a new position. It's definitely knock-kneed, pigeon-toed, but it's knock-kneed in an okay way because the knee is over the foot. I wouldn't want my knee, so I'll put my feet more straight. I don't want to be knock knees like this because the knees have no support. Because the feet have turned in, knees are in, so we still have that really important health, safety principle. The knee is directly over the feet. Now, a position like this, and actually the hand position here, that can be protecting the groin from a kick, from a low strike. So that can be a protective position there. So let's go into where we left off here. We're just going to do that footwork, but we'll get the arms up here just to put it in context. This is where we left off here. And by the way, even though that one arm is high, the shoulders are always sitting. So this would be incorrect, where I've hiked up that shoulder. Of course, that's going to be a normal tendency. So even though the arm goes high, shoulders are sitting as much as possible. No different than stork spreads wings. I want to be lifting that shoulder up. So same idea, same feeling. So our left foot's in the corner, right foot, the back foot, pointing to the back wall. So we're in a regular bow stance, weight about 60% forward. We slowly shift all the weight into the right leg, peeling off the back foot, peeling off the right heel. And when we're ready, we pick up the right foot and we place it behind us, a full step. Now, the tricky part again is dropping it, planting it 45 degrees. I say that's tricky because it's probably more natural to want to just drop it like this, which would be closer to 90 degrees. So it's probably a more shallow of an angle than what the body would just tend to fall into.
Mm.
So if our left foot's into the corner and our right foot is pointing to that side wall, I shift the weight all the way into the left leg, peeling off the right foot, and I step directly behind my left foot in respect to the side wall. It's straight back from that side wall. I drop the heel 45 degrees. I shift the weight to the right leg 100%, turn on the left heel to bring the left toes 45 degrees to the other corner. So my feet are pointed in, my knees are pointed in, and technically my weight is on the right leg. But if you want to kind of look at the knee and foot position, it's okay to be right in the center with your weight as you kind of get that shape. But when we're doing the actual movement, you have been sliding your weight to the right. So that will take a little getting used to. So standing into that corner again, shifting all the weight slowly into the left leg, peeling off the right foot, full step behind, dropping that heel, shifting the weight to the right so it's easy to turn on the left heel. And so your feet are angled in. So your right foot's pointing to the back corner and your left foot's pointing to the other back corner.
Mm.
That's halfway through the move, halfway to that next corner. So let's bring the arms into that. If you want to watch me do that once, just to get another idea of that. So the arms will stay out there as I step back. As I drop the heel, dropping the heel, of course, kind of is what draws the weight back and starts the shifting of the weight, initiates the shifting of the weight. Also, that dropping of the heel will initiate the arms dropping. So dropping the weight back, shifting the weight back, kind of sucks the arms down. And I turn on that left heel. So my palms are facing the floor, right in front of my center line.
Okay.
As always, I don't want to lock my elbows straight. So they're unlocked, just like the knees, shoulders down. Okay. So that is a new feeling, I'm sure. So from here in that corner, shoulders down, slowly shifting the weight into the left leg, step back a full step, touch down with the toe, drop the right heel 45 degrees. Take a quick look to make sure it's not 45. This is 45. Shifting the weight to the right leg. We'll swoop the hands down, palms down, and turning on the left heel. I'll make another note of a detail here. I mentioned stepping straight back relative to that side wall. And what I meant by that is I don't want to step back and behind. I don't want to cross over. I don't want to cross my left leg. So it's in line with my left foot. So by back, I mean straight back from that line relative to this lateral direction, sidewall, rather than stepping across and behind. Again, no different than the Repulse monkeys steps, where, as you might remember, I step back half a step, straight back, but not crossing over.
Mm.
And that's a normal tendency. Without saying that, without mentioning how that step is, people will tend to step a little bit behind, just the same as most people tend to instep a little bit. I think it's totally related. People tend to instep a little bit, so it has to be out wider than what they feel like. It's the same with stepping back. People tend to step back and instep, back and cross a little bit, so they will be instepped. So when we do the Repulse monkey steps, what is straight back probably feels like you have to step out to the side, because the normal tendency is to go around behind. It's exactly the same sort of dynamic here. The tendency probably will be to step back and then a little bit further, so you're past the line of your left foot. So it's actually straight back. If I don't pick my foot up, I just drag it, it's straight back from the left heel, straight back from the left foot, and then plant it 45 degrees, turn the left heel. So another way of putting that is when I get to this position here, my feet are actually in line. The toes of my left foot, toes of my right foot are pretty much right on a straight line. If I had stepped back and across with my right foot, and I come to this position, my left foot is ahead of my right.
Okay.
That's something to work on your own, and just this takes practice and checking it out. So just information to know and to work on. So let's try that once or twice more, just with the footwork. So stepping into the front corner with the left foot, right foot pointing to the side wall, slowly shifting the weight 100% into the left leg, peeling up the right foot, picking up the right foot, pointing it, and stepping a full step back and straight, not crossing over, just straight back, straight from the sidewall, dropping the right heel 45 degrees, while the weight's all the way to the right leg, so we can turn easily on the left heel. And then here you might check, see if your left toes and right toes are on a straight line or almost on a straight line. If you got pretty close to a straight line, that's pretty darn good in the beginning. And let's try that once more. A full step so that right leg stays long. Drop the heel in that shallow 45 degrees. Shift the weight to the right leg to turn easily on the left. And then let's do that one more time with the arms. So arms stay out here as I shift the weight 100% into the left leg and step back. You stay out there. It's the dropping of the right heel that pulls the arms down, just like it shifts the weight. Turning on the left heel. Okay. Now, we're going to shift the weight to the left leg. And as we do that, you can cross your wrists. And I'm also turning my hands palm up. Now the weight's on the left leg, so we're going to throw our right foot over for a balance step. Just like we do for stork spreads wings. Throw that right foot over on the ball of the foot for a balance step. And we can give a little bit of weight to that right leg if we want to make it easy, because we're going to turn on the left heel to get the left foot pointing to the other side wall. So if you want to give it a little bit of a weight shift to make it easy to turn, because it might be a fair bit of a turn. And as we do that, we raise the cross wrist. And we want the right wrist on the outside because we're now going to step into that right corner with the right foot. So left foot is to the side wall. We step with the right heel into the corner, of course, over a little bit so we don't instep. And yes, the right hand is high. right leg is forward. So it's exactly the same shape as the other corner. The top hand, basically forehead, an angle up 45 degrees from the forehead. Bottom hand is a little bit ahead of that front hand. So you have a block and then a strike. So just a mirror image from the other corner. Okay, so we'll come back here to that first corner. Here, shifting slowly all the weight into the left leg, peeling off the right foot. Touch down, a full step, right foot, dropping the right heel. That shifts the weight to the right leg and swoops the arms down, palms down, turning. Make sure your knees are well bent, turning on the left heel as far as comfortable. Now, of course, we have to shift the weight back to the left leg because we're 100% on the right. So shifting the weight back 100% to the left leg, rotating the hands palm up and right wrist underneath left. Throw the right foot over on the ball for a balance step. Make sure the left knee is bent as you turn on the left foot to get the left foot to the sidewall. And because our right wrist was underneath, the right wrist will be on the outside when I raise that cross. I step with the right heel into the corner and over a bit, shift the weight, and I don't have to correct my foot, my left foot, because we did that correction. And let's do that one more time. Into the corner, all the way into the left leg so we can step a full step back, dropping the heel 45 degrees, hand slide down, palm down, turning on the left heel. And we shift the weight to the left leg, turning the hands palm up and crossing the wrists, right wrist underneath, bringing the right foot over for a balance step, turning on the left heel, raising the crossed hands, stepping to the corner, shifting to the right leg, right hand high. Let me demonstrate the next corner, third corner. So this one will be relatively simple. This is the simplest corner going to the third corner. It's pretty straightforward. So it looks like this. So I simply stand, cross the wrists, step into the other corner, happens to be the back corner, shift the weight, same shape with my arms into another corner. I will have to correct my right foot because it was to that front corner. So I'll have to turn on the heel to get it to the sidewall. That's pretty straightforward. Nothing new there. The correction isn't new, stepping isn't new, and now that hand position, arm position isn't new anymore either. So let's take it actually right from that last corner we did. Technically, it's the second corner. So right foot into the corner, left foot to the sidewall. That means, of course, our right hand is high. As we stand into the right leg, we're going to cross our wrists, left wrist in front, because we're going to be stepping with the left foot in that corner. Now, as you stand into that right leg, cross your wrists, chances are you want to do a little balance step because we're still learning it. We might be talking about some things while we're doing this, but eventually you'll stand up, step in the corner, and then correct it. So you'll just stand up and step, correct it as shift the weight like other steps. So here we are here. So let's stand into the right leg, cross the left wrist in front. And by the way, the hands turn towards you, the palms are towards you, so they rotate towards the face. Step into the back corner with the left heel, shift the weight, turn on the right heel to get your 45 degrees. Now let me throw a quick detail at you at the risk of making it more confusing. I don't think it'll be more confusing because it's not anything new, but it gives you an option. What you could do, instead of stepping right into this corner and then correcting your foot, turning on the right heel when you shift the weight, you can do the same correction we did to get here. What I mean by that is, what I could do is I could touchdown balance step, turn on my right heel here to get that to the sidewall. And then when I step and shift, I won't have to correct. In other words, that's the same correction I did here. Foot over on the balance step, correct, step into the corner. So I could do that here as well. I could touch down, use that balance step as I turn my right foot where it's supposed to be to the sidewall, step in the corner. Now I won't have to correct the foot as I shift the weight. That's something you can experiment with, whichever you prefer. But right now, I'll just be talking about stepping the corner, correcting as I shift the weight, because that's what we have been doing through all the other corrections, except for this one previous.
So Brad, on that one, the left hand is on the inside, even though we're putting the left foot out?
So the left hand's going to be on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do that again, that last corner that we're learning here. So right hand high, right foot in the corner, left foot pointing to the sidewall. So if we do, so we're going to stand up into the right leg, cross your left wrist in front of your right, palms facing you. If you want to touch down momentarily, you can. You can even turn on your right heel now if you want to get your right foot to the sidewall, or you can step into that back corner and then correct your right foot by turning on the heel as you shift the weight. Okay, so next corner looks like this. Fourth corner. So the correction of my foot was like the new correction we did here, where I step over, turn on that back foot to get it to where I want it, and then step. That's exactly what happened here. Is I step over on a balance step, correct my foot where I want it, and then step in the corner. So that correction is the same as the one over here. So for this class, we'll just touch the end of four corners, and of course we'll review it again next class. Again, the good news is after we get to this fourth corner, it's stuff we know. Left grass bird's tail, single whip. Now, really major good news, cloud hands. 7 of them. 7 of them. So that's a big chunk that we're familiar with. Huge chunk. And we're getting quite close to the end of the set. So let's take it from that last corner. So left foot into that back corner. So that means, of course, the left arm is high. But let's drop the arms for now. Just do the footwork. Shifting back to the right leg, turning as far as comfortable, by turning on the left heel. Shifting back to the left leg. Now we're going to use the right foot for a balance step. So you're going to put your foot back towards that back corner on the ball of the foot. It's going to take a while to get used to this, and we'll cover it more next class. But you give a little bit of weight to the right foot. In fact, if you need to, you can put the foot down. And some people need to do that, but it's actually a balance step. And so you give a little bit of weight to that so you can turn on the left heel. It's kind of a long correction. Turn on the left heel until the left foot is pointing to the sidewall. So that's kind of a big correction. And now I'm ready to step into that back corner, step with the right heel. And of course, over a little bit, shift the weight. So because I got my foot corrected here to that side wall, I won't have to adjust it, turn it, correct it as I shift the weight. Unless I didn't quite get it all the way there. When I swooped it around, then I can do a minor correction as I shift the weight. Okay, so let's do that again. So left foot into the corner. Shifting back, 100%, turning as far as comfortable on the left heel. Shifting back, 100% to the left leg. Touch down, the ball of the right foot, and you're kind of just stepping to that back corner, somewhere in that direction. And you probably want to give a little bit of weight to that leg just to turn easier on that left heel. And maybe you have to do kind of 2 tries, 2 attempts to get that left foot towards that side wall. Then step with the right heel into that back corner. Let's do that one more time. So forward into the left leg, into the corner, shifting back, turning on the left heel, shift back to the left leg, 100%, standing on the left leg so you can throw the balance step to that back corner, a little bit of weight to that balance step so you can turn on your left heel towards the other side wall, step with the right heel into the corner. Okay, now the arms. So from that corner then, of course, we have the left arm high. His left leg is forward. As we shift the weight back, we're going to swoop the arms down again. So that's a familiar move now. We did that after the first corner, except we had a step. This one we're not going to step. We just shift the weight, but the arms slide down. Probably a lot of this is kind of disorienting and doesn't make sense because it's kind of new. But very quickly, this will all come together and make sense. So when I say the arms slide down, the mind will start to see the patterns after a couple classes of these. So I shift the weight from the left leg to the right leg, shifting the weight back, and turning on the left heel. The hands slide down, palms facing the floor. They slide down right in front of the body. And then I step back for the balance step and cross my wrist slow, right wrist underneath this time. And then as I turn on that left heel to get the left foot to the sidewall, I raise the cross, just like we did before. So the right hand's on the outside, because I'm stepping with the right foot into that back corner. Now let's do that one more time. Here we are here. Shifting the weight back to the right leg, hands swoop down, turning on the left heel as far as comfortable, all the weight to the right leg. Shifting back to the left leg and throwing the right balance step behind you. You cross the wrists, right wrist underneath. Turn on the left heel towards that other side wall. Raise the cross hands to chest height. Step into the corner. Shift the weight to the corner. Of course, the right hand is high. Now, all 4 corners. We'll touch on it just once or twice. And then we'll pursue it deeper next time. From single whip. Here we go. Shifting back, turning on the left heel, all the way to the right leg. Left wrist comes over to touch the right wrist, which opens the hand. Shift back to the left leg, half a step on the right heel, turn to face that back corner. Step with the left heel into the front corner, shifting forward, correcting on the right heel. All the way into the left leg so I can step back, full step, straight back with the right foot, dropping the right heel 45 degrees, swings the arms down and turns the left, we turn on the left heel, shifting the weight back to the left leg, crosses the wrists low, right wrist underneath, peeling off the right foot, touching down balance step with the right foot so we can turn on the left heel to the sidewall. And we raise the crossed hands. Step with the right heel into the corner, right hand high, the block, left hand straight through. Stand into the right leg, crossing left wrist in front of right. Step with the left heel to that back corner. Shift to the back corner, correcting on the right heel. Shift the weight back to the right leg, 100%, swooping the arms down. 100% to the right. 100% to the left leg, crossing right wrist underneath. Touching down, balance step with the right foot towards that back corner. Turn on the left heel towards that sidewall, raising the cross hands, stepping with the heel, shifting forward into that back corner. Let's do that one more time. So here we are from single whip. Shifting, turning. Touching right wrist, opening the right hand. Shifting back. Half a step on the right heel. Turn to face that back corner momentarily. To step to that front corner. Turning on the right heel. Shift all the weight into the left leg. Peeling off the right foot to step a full step right directly behind. Dropping the right heel, shifts the weight to the right and swoops the arms down. Turning on the left heel. Shifting back to the left leg, crossing the wrist slow. Right wrist underneath. Throw the right foot over for a balance step to turn on the left heel to the side wall. When we're ready, step with the right heel into the corner, shifting into the corner. Stand slowly into the right leg, crossing your left wrist in front of the right, palms are facing you. Step with the left heel into the back corner, correcting on the right heel. Shifting back to the right leg, swoops the hands down, palms down, turning as far as comfortable on the left heel. Shifting back to the left leg, cross the right wrist under left, palms facing upward. Throw the right foot over to that back corner on the ball of foot for balance. Turn on the left heel towards the other side wall. Step with the right heel into the corner. Right hand high. Stand and hold the ball. Stand in the right leg, hold the ball. Left hand low. Step into the right corner with your, step in the front corner with your left heel. Correct on the right heel. Left grasper's tail. Stand, hold the ball. Grasper's tail sequence. Single whip. Cloud hands. This is 6, at least for me at 6. Step in 6. Step out 7. So we do 7 cloud hands. So we finish the same way as before. Right foot in, 45 degrees, planting it, sliding the hands down. It's a single whip. So we finish with a single whip just like before. That's a big part of the set that we just did today. And that's quite close towards the end of the set.
All right.
Good work.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night.
All right.
See you next time.
You bet.